Friends, Oak Island, a place where mystery, adventure, and danger have coexisted for centuries. It's said that somewhere deep within this island lies a treasure that could shake the entire world. But the interesting thing is that the location of this treasure isn't a secret. The real challenge lies in finding it. This place is so cleverly constructed that booby traps, mysterious tunnels, and ancient puzzles await at every step. Many people throughout history have tried, from kings to engineers, even some of America's richest and most powerful people. But all have failed. For centuries, this secret of Oak Island has lived on. And now, a new storm has erupted. Famous podcaster Joe Rogan recently made a revelation on his show that shook people to their core. Rogan said that Oak Island isn't just hidden gold. It also holds holy relics and ancient documents possibly linked to names like Marie Antoinette, Shakespeare, or Captain Kidd. Some believe that Shakespeare's original manuscripts, Marie Antoinette's jewels, and perhaps even pirates' lost gold are buried there. But Rogan's claim is even greater. He said that the treasure we're discovering could change the course of human history. So, has Joe Rogan really discovered something that's being hidden from the world? Is Oak Island's treasure not just wealth, but a dangerous truth? Be sure to watch the video to the end to learn the full truth, because what Rogan reveals will likely keep you thinking all night long. And yes, if you also believe the mystery of Oak Island isn't over yet, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video, we'll reveal footage the world never saw. Oak Island, a small piece of land, but a mystery so vast that the entire world has been drawn to it for centuries. This island is located off the southern coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, and from the outside, it appears to be just an ordinary, tree-lined place. But when you hear the story beneath its soil, it will be mind-boggling. People say that hidden beneath the ground is a treasure that could change the history of humanity. The island's story begins in 1795, when a young man, Daniel McGinnis, came here with his friends to visit. He noticed some strange marks on the ground, an old tree, a round pit beneath it, and some strange stones with mysterious markings on them. They began digging, but found a thick layer of wood every 10 feet, as if someone had deliberately hidden something deep inside. This is where the mystery of the Oak Island money pit began, one that remains unsolved. Over the past 200 years, hundreds of explorers, billionaires, scientists, and historians have tried to solve this mystery. Excavation machines were deployed, companies were formed, and millions of dollars were spent. But each time the mystery deepened. Sometimes water-filled pits, sometimes collapsing tunnels, sometimes strange markings. With every step, the island seemed protected by some mysterious force. That's why Oak Island is called the world's longest-running treasure mystery. Every inch, every clue, every stone seems to tell a story. Some believe it holds Marie Antoinette's jewels, Shakespeare's original manuscripts, or the Templar Knight's gold. Others say it's simply an endless journey of human greed. But one thing is certain: Oak Island is no ordinary place. It's a place where history, mystery, and fear combine to create something that makes people exclaim, "Maybe this time we'll find the truth." The year was 1795, a quiet summer afternoon. A young man, Daniel McGinnis, was strolling with two friends, John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, amidst the lush green land on the coast of Nova Scotia. All was quiet, only the sound of the ocean waves and the rustling of trees swaying in the breeze. Then Daniel noticed a strange spot, an old oak tree, beneath which the ground had sunken slightly, and it showed signs of previous digging. An old rope hung from the tree's branch, as if someone had lowered something heavy with it. At that moment, the three friends were struck by a single question. Is there something hidden here? Curiosity so piqued, they began digging. A few feet below, they found a layer of thick wooden planks, arranged in a very orderly fashion. They removed it and continued digging. 10 feet further down, yet another layer of the same wood. Now Daniel was convinced that this wasn't an ordinary hole. Someone had deliberately buried something there. The three resolved, we'll get to the bottom, no matter what. They continued digging for the next few days. Every 10 feet, they found layers of wood, coal, and a strange soil structure. It seemed as if an ancient engineer had carefully constructed a trap. With each new layer, their hopes grew. Now we'll find the treasure. But after the third layer, water began to flow from below. The hole slowly began to fill, and they had to stop. They were exhausted, but the mystery remained forever in their eyes. Daniel McGinnis and his friends probably had no idea that they had given birth to the world's longest-running mystery. That day's excavation became the first official discovery of Oak Island. And since then, hundreds of explorers, billionaires, and scientists have invested their dreams, money, and even their lives in the same hole. The pit, which began as a curiosity of three friends on a hot afternoon, has now become known as the Money Pit, and what lies beneath it remains an unsolved story to this day. Money Pit. The pit that drove everyone crazy. The Oak Island Pit, known today as the Money Pit, became one of the most mysterious and dangerous excavation sites in history. When Daniel McGinnis and his friends began digging, they discovered strange objects every 10 feet, thick wooden planks, layers of coal, and even coconut fibers. Imagine coconut fibers in Canada? At the time, this was impossible to find. The implication was clear. Someone had deliberately planted this place with a specific purpose. As the excavation progressed, it became clear that this was no ordinary pit, but a remarkable engineering trap system. It seemed as if some ancient civilization had designed this place to prevent anyone from reaching the treasure. It is believed that as one reached the depths, secret flood tunnels connected to the sea would automatically open, filling the entire pit with water. Many times, diggers noticed that as soon as they reached a certain depth, salty water suddenly surged up from below, as if someone had pressed a button. Many experts believe that this trap system was centuries ahead of the technology of its time. It's hard to imagine anyone without modern equipment could have created such complex protective layers. This pit always protected its secret, and anyone who tried to enter it either gave up or perished. This is why Oak Island gradually became known as the island that fights back. Centuries of failure. After that first excavation in 1795, Oak Island became a magnet for explorers from around the world. Over the next 200 years, more than 60 excavations took place here, each with new hope, new funding, a new team, and ultimately, the same disappointment. First came the Onslow Company, who dug the pit deeper around 1800. But as they reached about 90 feet below, the trap activated again, and the entire pit was filled with seawater. Everything was ruined. Then came the Truro Company. They tried to pump out the water with pumps and new tools, but the trap was so cleverly constructed that the water never drained completely. It is said that they also discovered a stone engraved with mysterious symbols. Some experts later tried to decipher the symbols, and they discovered their meaning. 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. And then, the world went crazy. Time passed, and many prominent figures jumped into the mystery. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who later became president of the United States, was part of the Oak Island Exploration Group. He too tried to retrieve the treasure, but was helpless in the face of the trap system. Many wealthy businessmen, military officers, and adventurers came here, but none succeeded. The excavation continued, but each time the result was the same. The pit collapsed, the tunnels collapsed, and people were injured. This craze didn't end even in the 20th century. Modern machinery, sonar scans, and even drilling rigs were used. Still, Oak Island didn't give up its secrets. Some excavations even uncovered strange objects and metals, the age and origin of which remain undetermined. Even today, when modern treasure hunters like Rick and Marty Lagina visit the site with their team, the same fear, the same excitement, and the same hope remain alive. Every time the machine digs, the heart races. Maybe this time we'll find something. But Oak Island remains tight-lipped. Mysterious clues found. So far, after 2 centuries of excavation, Oak Island may not have revealed its true treasure, but it has certainly provided some mysterious clues that have piqued the world's curiosity. First, the wooden beams found during excavation, layers of wood at depths impossible for humans to reach at that time. When carbon dated, they were found to be hundreds of years old. Some beams date back to the 1600s. This confirmed the existence of significant construction at this site long ago. Following this, ancient coins and metal fragments were found during excavation. Some coins bore old European designs, matching those of the royal families of England and Spain. The question arose, were these coins part of pirate loot, or had a ship crashed here? Furthermore, parchment paper and cloth fibers were also found in some areas, suggesting that a scroll or document had been hidden there. But the most talked about item was a lead cross, a small but very old cross found during a 2017 excavation. Scientists tested its metal and found that its lead came from southern Europe, either France or Spain. This lent new credence to the Knights Templar theory, as this was the area where their traces were last seen. In addition, a large stone was found, engraved with strange inscriptions, in an unknown language. Several experts later attempted to decode them, and it revealed the meaning, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. This was the line that sparked the Oak Island frenzy. These clues proved that something was there, and it wasn't something ordinary. A rumble of popular theories. The 3 most popular theories on the Oak Island mystery have always divided people. The first is the Marie Antoinette's jewels theory. It is said that Queen Marie Antoinette of France entrusted her precious jewels to loyal servants during the French Revolution. Those servants brought the jewels by ship to Canada and hid them on Oak Island. Supporters of this theory say that some French-style artifacts found there point to this story. The second theory is the Shakespeare manuscript theory. It states that the real Shakespeare was someone else, and his original writings were hidden there to protect his identity. Excavations uncovered parchments and ink traces provide some support for this theory. However, critics say it is merely a rumor, as no complete document has ever been found. The third and most mysterious theory is the Knights Templar treasure theory. It is said that the Templar Order, who were banned in the 14th century, moved their gold, holy relics, and perhaps even the Ark of the Covenant to a safe place. Many believe they hid this treasure beneath Oak Island. The discovery of the lead cross revived this theory, as its origins were found to be closely linked to Templar territory. All 3 theories have their own merits, and none has been proven completely wrong or right. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, something rooted in French history, some in religious mysteries, and some in the tales of pirates. Joe Rogan's explosive revelation. Just when the world was beginning to believe the mystery of Oak Island was merely a TV show, Joe Rogan made a statement on an episode of his popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, that changed everything. The episode was titled The Forbidden Truth of Oak Island. In it, he claimed to have access to classified documents and forbidden knowledge that had been hidden from the public. His tone was calm but profound, as if he were carrying the burden of a profound secret. Rogan said he was contacted by a former excavation engineer involved with the Oak Island project. The person explained that an object discovered during the excavation was not gold or a relic, but a coded artifact. According to Rogan, the artifact had symbols engraved on it that didn't match any known language, but some researchers interpreted them as astronomical coordinates, perhaps pointing to a celestial event or alien connection. He also stated that several government agencies, including Canadian authorities and some American researchers, had taken direct control of the excavation data. His words were, "Whatever is under Oak Island, it's not just history, it's dangerous knowledge." He clearly implied that something more than treasure was hidden there, something beyond human understanding. The mystery in Rogan's voice drove fans crazy. People on social media began suggesting that perhaps Oak Island wasn't just a treasure story, but evidence of an ancient experiment or a lost civilization. In that episode, Rogan said, "I don't think they're digging for gold. They're digging for the truth they're not supposed to find." This line went viral on the internet, and the world's attention was once again focused on the discovery of Oak Island. The meaning of Rogan's claims. The question now arises, if what Joe Rogan is saying is true, what does it mean? Is the treasure on Oak Island actually a treasure trove of knowledge, or something that could change history? According to Rogan, what lies beneath the site could be a vault of human history, ancient data, or artifacts that prove human civilization is much older than we thought. Some experts have suggested that Rogan's claims are symbolic, that Oak Island's treasure isn't actually gold or silver, but rather a symbol of knowledge or truth. If so, it means that a civilization buried something centuries ago that was intended to warn future generations. On the other hand, some believe Rogan deliberately caused a controlled leak to cover up the real discovery. Another more frightening interpretation is that Rogan's reference to dangerous knowledge may be referring to an energy source or weapon that could be dangerous to reveal to the world. Some users wrote on Reddit, "Maybe it's not treasure, maybe it's technology." This means it's not treasure, but ancient technology that can still function today. Whether Rogan was telling the truth or not, his episode revived the story of Oak Island. Now, this mystery isn't just hidden underground, it's brewing in every person's mind. Is there hidden gold, or a truth too heavy for the world to bear? This question is what keeps everyone awake, and perhaps that's the true magic of Oak Island. Technology and science angle. Today, the excavation of Oak Island is no longer a simple story. It has become a high-tech scientific mission. Over the past few years, the excavation team has employed technologies even NASA uses, such as GPR, ground-penetrating radar, sonar mapping, muon tomography scans, and magnetic field sensors. The purpose of these machines is to peer into the ground without disrupting anything, to discover what lies beneath. GPR helped scientists understand that several tunnel-like structures and cavity zones exist beneath Oak Island, which appear to be man-made, not natural. Sonar scans revealed metallic reflections in some areas, suggesting the presence of a large solid object, perhaps an ancient chamber or sealed vault. Meanwhile, muon scan technology, typically used to understand the structure of volcanoes or pyramids, detected strange variations in energy density beneath Oak Island. This was where Joe Rogan made his big connection. In his podcast, he said that these technologies are now being used not just for treasure hunting, but also for energy signature detection. According to Rogan, some readings revealed patterns that resembled radioactive or electromagnetic anomalies, meaning something is emitting power down there. He said, "They're not scanning for gold anymore. They're scanning for something alive, something active." Government secrecy theory. The second, and perhaps most frightening aspect of Rogan's revelations was government secrecy. He stated on his show that Oak Island has now been declared a partially restricted military zone, and many excavation records there have been classified. He said that armed security and unmarked black trucks have been seen in the excavation area over the past few years. He claimed that some insiders told him that Canadian authorities and a private defense contractor are involved. Rogan also hinted that some artifacts recovered from the excavation site were sent directly to a sealed lab, and no information about them was released after that. He said, "They're not hiding gold, they're hiding what that gold was protecting." This news spread like wildfire on social media. Some even compared satellite images and said that parts of Oak Island now appear blurred, as if someone had deliberately hidden them. Theories began circulating on Reddit and Twitter that ancient technology, alien relics, or sacred relics might have been found there that could impact modern politics or religion. Rogan's most viral quote was, "Whenever governments go silent, that's when you know they found something real." And perhaps that holds true for Oak Island. The excavation team is still there, but media coverage isn't as open as before. Many former researchers have also signed mysterious NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. Experts versus skeptics. The mystery surrounding Oak Island is as profound as the debate surrounding it. On one side are scientists and historians who believe that all the stories about Oak Island are mere myths and misconceptions. According to them, the objects found so far, such as wooden beams, coins, and lead crosses, are either naturally deposited materials or objects left behind by ancient miners. Some scientists argue that Oak Island's geology is such that pressure from soil and water can create natural sinkholes, resulting in trap-like structures. Dr. Ian Spooner, a consultant on Oak Island's excavation, says that there are many layers and organic deposits beneath the ground, but no evidence has yet been found to suggest that anyone intentionally buried anything there. Meanwhile, some geologists believe that features like flood tunnels are actually natural water channels formed by pressure from the sea. According to them, the treasure theory is simply an overhyped story that has been exaggerated by each generation. But on the other hand, there are researchers and theorists who don't completely dismiss Joe Rogan's claims. They argue that there's certainly some truth to the classified data and forbidden knowledge Rogan mentioned. Some historians believe that the things hidden beneath Oak Island may not be mere treasure, but rather historical documents or religious relics that were kept secret. Archaeologist Dr. Alan Butler even said, "There's too much engineering down there for it to be an accident." This means that such perfect trap systems couldn't have been created on their own. Some of Rogan's admirers argue that his credibility cannot be ignored, as he has repeatedly raised issues that later proved to be true. Skeptics, meanwhile, argue that Rogan is an entertainer, not a researcher. He simply presents theories in a sensationalist manner. But whether Rogan is telling the truth or not, he has revived the discussion about Oak Island. And now even scientists are forced to take this mystery seriously once again. What if Rogan is right? Now imagine, what if Joe Rogan is indeed proven right? If an artifact were found beneath Oak Island that could change history, It would send shockwaves throughout the world. First, historians would have to rewrite all their records and theories. If evidence of an ancient advanced civilization or unknown technology were found there, it would prove that human civilization is not as new as we think, but perhaps thousands of years older and far more developed. From a religious perspective, the impact would be even greater. If a holy relic, such as the Ark of the Covenant or an older version of a religious text, were found there, the foundations of many of the world's religions would be shaken. People's faith, the course of history, and religious authority, all would be questioned. Rogan said, "If they find what I think they found, it's not just treasure, it's a rewrite of who we are." This line has now become a trend on social media, as it directly questions our very existence. The world will also change on a cultural level. Oak Island will no longer be a TV show or a mystery, but a global pilgrimage site, where people go not to sleep, but to see the truth. Governments will declare it a protected zone, and scientists will conduct research there for decades. The media will remain focused on the site, and perhaps history will be divided into two parts: before Oak Island and after Oak Island. Social media blast and public reactions. After Joe Rogan's Oak Island episode, the internet literally exploded. Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube were ablaze. The same question rang everywhere. Did Rogan really uncover Oak Island's dark secret? People began posting their theories, and within hours, Joe Rogan Oak Island and John's Hidden Truth became top trends. One wrote, "If this is true, the biggest discovery in history is about to happen." Another said, "Rogan is just talking for views." An entire community emerged on Reddit, Oak Island Decoders. People began analyzing Rogan's every word, zooming in and comparing maps, symbols, and old excavation images. Some users even claimed to have seen a censored version of official excavation footage, which showed strange light patterns from below. YouTube was flooded with memes. Some called Rogan the modern Indiana Jones, while others wrote, "When Joe Rogan says Oak Island is hiding aliens." The entire internet was filled with both suspense and humor. This viral storm once again made Oak Island the center of global discussion. People who previously thought it was just a TV show became interested in its truth. A short episode of Rogan shook the internet, and Oak Island once again became the biggest mystery of the 21st century. And now the question is the same old one, but even bigger. Is the treasure on Oak Island really gold? Or a symbol of a warning? Is there something hidden there that was buried to prevent humanity from knowing? Joe Rogan's words have now become an echo. They're not digging for gold. They're digging for forbidden truth. Perhaps the true secret of Oak Island isn't just wealth, but a warning from the past, from those who hid the treasure. Maybe that treasure is a reminder that some truths are so dangerous they shouldn't be revealed. If you also believe Joe Rogan has gotten close to the truth, comment, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, we'll show you footage of what could possibly be the greatest discovery in history.